My name is Laurel Klein, and I am with the eBay Developers Program in Developer Relations. And I'm lucky enough to be sitting here with Clark Hale and Jeff Cutler-Stamm of Monsoon. What's that website again?
www.monsoonworks.com.
Fantastic. So they are winners of the Star Developer Award for Most Innovative Application. And I am really excited about your application. I think it's completely fantastic, and I voted for you. So,
All right.
so
Appreciate
do you want to share a little bit about Monsoon and the product offerings that Monsoon has?
Sure. So Monsoon's been around for about 7 years now. We support multi-channel e-commerce on a variety of marketplaces. eBay, of course, being one of the primary marketplaces that our users sell through. One of the key features, aside from inventory management, listing management, and order management, which are features that are common to several tools, we also provide pricing services. And pricing really is a kind of a key differentiator for us. On most of the markets that you can sell through using Monsoon, you can actually price your inventory automatically, dynamically, and in real time. Unlike a lot of the pricing tools that are out there, we don't rely on historical data to create a historical average of what a price might be, but rather we look at a snapshot of what the competitive offerings are right now.
Interesting. So that's a very interesting choice. So why did you decide that right now was important versus that sort of historical trend that so many other people are offering?
Sure. Well, to be quite frank, it was just seeing what happened when we did it. You know, once we implemented this for our first customer, again, maybe 6 years ago, shortly after Monsoon started as a company, we developed these tools, and we found that conversion, if you have real-time, accurately priced inventory, jumped between 5x and 15x compared to where the sellers had been previously. So
seriously,
huge increase in sales. And if you're given an option from buying from 4 obviously reputable sellers with good DSRs, good track records, but one of them has a significantly better price than the other, then that's the option you're going to choose.
So then it sounds like it almost more closely approximates what a buyer is going to see literally on their search page.
Exactly.
When they're searching for that iPod.
Exactly.
You'll know exactly what your competitors above you and
Sure.
below you in search are doing, so that you can then change your price accordingly.
And you know, in best match, I mean, there are a lot of factors that come into play. Obviously, your DSRs come into play. Your shipping charges come into play. Your item price comes into play. But we find that all things being equal, that price really is probably one of the biggest drivers of your presence, of your search ranking in marketplace sales. So.
The main reason that you are getting this Star Developer Award, of course, fantastic work generally, but we are very excited about that dynamic pricing tool. And can you tell us a little bit more, obviously not giving away your trade secrets, but a little bit more about, say, how many samples that you take or how broad a spectrum that you actually take your samples from?
We are working on doing some analysis between channels, but right now we find that the most effective thing is to price against the channel on which you're selling.
So, I mean, basically, we use the eBay API, the shopping API, to, given we start from a product identifier that we have in our local database as part of a seller's inventory, and use the shopping API to look up that product and find all the listings for that, and then basically filter through all the prices and apply various rules to that. There's a lot of flexibility that we offer our sellers as far as which listings that they want to compete against and which they don't want to compete against, and how they want to incorporate shipping information and all the various aspects to come up with a final price. So it's not lowest price is probably the that's the biggest driver of sales, but there are a lot of reasons that sellers want to apply rules to not necessarily be the lowest price, but they want to always show up very prominently in search listings. So you always want to be on the as close to the front page as possible. So, but within that, as long as you get to the front page, there are opportunities to not leave money on the table by going all the way down to the bottom, if you will. So there's a lot of flexibility in the algorithms that we offer.
It's a big part of what Monsoon does is to try and create as many efficiencies as we can by automating. You know, many of our users have very high SKU counts. I think that a typical Monsoon user would be in the 10,000 SKU range, but we have users all the way up to 500,000 SKUs. And so it's at that level, it's crucial that you're setting up automated processes and you're not just relying on individual listing by listing sort of changes in management.
So what would you say are the top 3 API calls that you just cannot live without? What are the ones that you just depend on every day?
Well, for pricing, it's Find Products Advanced is the that's really
That's your
the
bread
main
and butter.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But add item and revise item. Those 3. That's really the core of what we do. I mean, obviously we use a lot more of the API than that. But in terms of our volume, that's where all the action is.
Was there one last thing you wanted to end up saying?
Well, I'd just like to say that eBay has just been phenomenal in working with us over the past couple of years, particularly as we've become a certified developer and really been working with you and a lot of the other folks here. We're really impressed with eBay's responsiveness and the way that you really do seem to listen. I mean, you get it. When we tell you about a challenge and we present an opportunity, you really take the time to understand what we're presenting, and we've seen a lot of action to assist us in providing better tools for our customers. So, thanks a lot, and kudos to you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for your time. It was great talking with you.